The upcoming release of the latest Star Wars film, Solo: A Star Wars Story, has reignited the usual disputes over whether you are Team Rogue One or Team Force Awakens, and there are many who would argue the spin-off film is better than the core franchise feature. What is clear is the best spin-offs pay homage to their original content, while marking themselves as a great standalone film. Whether it's adventure or comedy, family-friendly or hardcore action, a sign of a great franchise is the ability to produce a great spin-off. So here are our top 5 spin-off movies that have successfully levelled with their original counterparts.
Oh no! Hey, la piñata! Sí, sí, para la buque!
The success of Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2 saw a growing obsession with the film's adorable yellow henchmen. And when endless stuffed toys and fluffy backpacks didn't seem to be enough to feed our minion obsession, there was a decision to bring out a film of their very own. So Kevin, Stuart, Bob and friends found themselves ditching their sidekick status and stepping into the limelight for their own spin-off. Minions tells of how a series of accidental actions leads these seemingly harmless and cute characters to work with evil villains and, eventually, find the relationship with Gru that is central to the Despicable Me films. Starting in New York and travelling to England, Minions aim to appease fans from both sides of the Atlantic. However, reviews for Minions were mixed, with some finding the little yellow creatures less endearing when they took centre stage. But whatever negative criticism Minions received, it still became the second highest grossing animated film ever after its release. So nowadays they should have no trouble getting together enough cash for Gru's space rocket. With Harry Potter proving to be one of the most successful movie franchises of all time, there was not only a huge craving for more HP content in the form of a spin-off, but also a huge amount of pressure to make that spin-off even more magical. But few were expecting this film to be based around Newt Scamander, the author of a school book owned by fictional protagonist Harry. Fantastic Beasts grabbed the imagination of audiences with its stunning visual effects, immersive storyline, and a brilliant cast fronted by BAFTA and Academy Award winner Eddie Redmayne as Newt. The film not only gave us more of the Wizarding world we loved, but established the Fantastic Beasts story as an engaging, standalone adventure with its own time and space to explore. With the next sequel due at the end of 2018 and at least one more film promised, one could say that Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is becoming a lengthy and complex franchise in its own right, which is pretty impressive when you consider the book itself is only 59 pages long.
You made the cat angry. You do not want to make the cat angry.
Many will argue after the initial 2 smash releases, the Shrek franchise began to get a little tired. However, Puss in Boots became a refreshing step away from the core story and delved into the frantic life of everyone's favourite doe-eyed kitty in leather thigh-highs. With a whole new cast alongside Puss, Puss in Boots accomplishes what every good spin-off should by creating an entirely new story and relationships from where it originated. Moreover, the voice cast is studded with stars, including Antonio Banderas, Zach Galifianakis and Salma Hayek, who plays Kitty Softpaws, perhaps the only other doe-eyed kitty in leather thigh-highs we can think of. They voice a tale of adventure, comedy and even romance, including some very overt and slightly weird cat flirting. Surprising for some, award-winning director Guillermo del Toro produced the feature and even voiced a character, proving he had faith in Puss in Boots as a film worthy of his blood, sweat and tears. So much so that the original decision to send the film straight to DVD was overturned to give Puss a big screen release. And whilst talk of a sequel to Puss in Boots has somewhat lost momentum, the film can still boast inducing a video game and even a Netflix TV series. Lego movies are one of the few franchises of children's films you can go and see as an adult, maybe even on your own, and still have plenty of laughs. The original The Lego Movie surprised everyone with its witty script and mature storytelling, and it became clear that despite the film centering around plastic building blocks, this wasn't strictly child's play. However, with the first film winding up in a perfect story arc and Will Ferrell bizarrely learning how to be a child again, as if he needs any help, the next step for Warner Bros. Wasn't as clear as a continuation of the previous story. Enter Batman, everyone's favourite hardened and haunted hero. And if anyone was worrying that this spin-off would lack the quick wit and immature but clever comedy of the last film, they were quickly proved wrong. Delivered by an epic voice cast from Will Arnett and Ralph Fiennes to Eddie Izzard and even Mariah Carey, all the stops were pulled out to create a spin-off that would not disappoint. And whilst the Lego Batman movie follows completely different characters and storylines to the Lego movie, it manages to replicate the fun and sense of adventure of its predecessor, and produces a family-friendly and equally meaningful message. Adults should play with toys again, and we should all teach our cold, dead hearts to love. Aww.
You know what? It's okay. Because I said to myself, if I break, if I'm hurt, whatever, I ain't gonna fix it. Why bother?
And I'm just some bum that's living in your crib, just nothing.
You're a good kid, a good fighter. But you got your whole future ahead of you. Mine? Back there, like all them guys on that wall. In the back. In the past.
Many would have thought nothing new could be brought to the Rocky franchise by the time Creed was announced, the 7th installment from the original Rocky film in 1976. However, with the continued presence of Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa, but a fresh cast and story, Creed managed to impress critics, new viewers, and die-hard fans alike. The story of Adonis Creed, played by the brilliant Michael B. Jordan, is steeped in nostalgia for the original films, enriched with raw fight scenes, and has a surprising level of emotional value. Anyone who was ready to damn Creed as an exhausted addition to a tired series was silenced when Creed was met with positive critical acclaim and smashed its predicted box office sales. Creed, by introducing the perfect balance of new characters, themes, and stories while still keeping the essence of the original films, becomes what every spin-off should be, a great film in its own right, bolstered by the legacy from which it came. The story of a young man rising from underdog status to pursue his father's legacy is so much more than a boxing film about purpose and the overused motive not to give up. There was love, heartbreak, and plenty of exploration into how the biggest opponents we face are not the physical ones. With a theme for every heartstring, Creed delivered the same enduring message that ended the first Rocky film. It is not achieving any single goal that matters, but what we learn on the journey. And with that idea that a singular achievement is no one's real purpose in mind, it will come as no surprise that they are already making a Creed 2. What have been your favourite spin-offs in recent times? Did you enjoy any of the titles on our list? Or is there a spin-off that you would like to see that hasn't been done yet? Drop a suggestion in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.